Hey up, I hope you're doing alright, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought that I would do a apartment for two reasons really. The first is that I've not done an apartment for a while, and I've also never done these apartments in, what's the world called? Evergreen Harbour. These are the Stonestreet apartments. I've never actually furnished these or like decorated them in any way. And yeah, I thought I'd do that. But the second reason is it is absolutely ridiculously hot in the UK at the minute. We've had like highs of like 32 degrees or something, which to some people, and that's Celsius by the way, to some people you might be thinking, oh well, that's nothing if you live in like a hotter country, or I don't know, maybe if you're from America. About half of my audience is from the US, I think, so you know, maybe some of you live in like hotter areas, or maybe your summers get really hot. But the UK, it's not known for being a hot, like, tropical country. But sometimes in the summer, we have like a week or two where it's just like heat waves. You can't breathe, you can't go anywhere. And like, we don't have AC. We kind of just about get by with like electrical fans and stuff. That's the only way that I know people cool down. Like the average person anyway. Some people have got like AC, what are they called? It's not a machine. Well, it is a machine, but you know what I mean? It's like a AC unit, a unit, that's the word I'm looking for. Some people have them, but they're not like accessible for everybody, obviously, because they're a lot of money, they cost a lot to run, and yeah, for most of us we just got to grin and bear it. And also our houses are kind of built for the cold, so a lot of the heat gets trapped in, and it's usually hotter in your house than it is outside. So I thought I want to do a apartment because they tend to be a bit quicker to do, quicker to edit, quicker to build, quicker to plan. Like the whole process is a lot quicker than a regular house. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about the weather and the temperature and everything, it is relevant. I'm not just rambling for the sake of it like I normally do. I record and edit and do the voiceover, and I also stream and everything from my office, and my office is upstairs, so through the day the heat just sort of rises up to like the upstairs level, and it's just way too hot to sit here and record and edit and all the rest of it. It's just too much. So yeah, long story short, I recorded this on my laptop, and yeah, I'm glad that I've got a way around it at least. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do an apartment. That were a long-winded way of explaining that. I still managed to find a way to ramble about it in end, didn't I? Anyway, the whole sort of thing behind this apartment is that it's a couple's apartment, but they're kind of in the process of renovating it and making it their own, and they're slowly working their way to having it in their style. So I kind of imagined that they've bought it. It's not one that they rent, even though in The Sims you have to rent apartments, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can outright buy them. But the idea is that they bought it, like that's like the backstory. So yeah, the idea is that they are renovating it, doing it up, you know, improving it over time. So some of the rooms have been renovated, other rooms have not. I kind of wanted like a mix of like partially renovated, in the process of being renovated, that sort of thing. Because I quite like that idea. I like the idea of a house that needs work and needs like care and, you know, money putting into it also. So yeah, the bedroom, I kind of based this off a room build that I've done before. It's one of my favourite rooms that I've ever done, I think. It's got a lot of like autumnal colours, and I also put a desk in the bedroom, and you'll see why the desk is in the bedroom in a little bit. And then for the bathroom, I thought I'd show it just because it's like really quick, so I might as well, just to show you like the difference. So like the flooring could do with being replaced, the tiles are quite basic, the bathroom furniture itself, the couple that live here, they've not got around to renovating it yet, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of idea behind it. And then for the other like smaller room, this we're going to actually be a spare bedroom, or we're going to have it as like a room where they've not really decided what they're doing with it. But eventually I delete the bed and it becomes like a office, or a office to be. So they've kind of moved in some furniture that's going to be in the office, but then it's also got storage items and like boxes and decorations and just stuff. And the idea is that if you download this, you would move in with your Sims that have got a bit of money but not a lot of money, and then you'd obviously like delete these items, and then as your Sims work up their career, or they get promotions or pay rises or whatever it is that they do for a living, they would like add to the house, or they decorate it or whatever else. And to be fair, there's not a lot to do. So if you did want to download the apartment and you didn't really want to renovate it yourself, there ain't really much to do. Like the the stuff's kind of there already for you, like the ideas are already there, do you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot that needs doing by the player themselves. They've got some office furniture, they've got some like storage furniture. You could also keep it as it is if you wanted, you don't have to renovate it yourself, but it's just like the idea is there for that to be a potential, if that makes sense. So you can kind of see what they're going for and what their style is and stuff like that. I use a lot of Dream Home Decorator for this build. I wanted to go with like a modern type, somewhat modern with some like bohemian elements to it, kind of. I'm not sure if bohemian is the right word, but you know what I mean, with like the autumnal colours in the bedroom and the like blankets and rugs and just like comfy stuff and like candles. Like I wanted that sort of vibe to it. Hopefully I've explained that so that you understand. I don't think I have, but I'm sure you'll know what I mean. Anyway, then I decided to do a laundry room. I feel like a lot of apartments, like from what I see in like TV shows and stuff like that, I feel like the laundry room is like separate to the actual apartment. Like you have to go to another part of the whole building and it's kind of like everybody shares the laundry room. But I thought with this apartment, because it is quite big, they would have their own like utility room, laundry room. But yeah, decided to have a laundry space just because I'd used the rug from laundry day stuff, so I thought why not actually use the laundry day like actual laundry appliances and stuff. I will say though, I did forget to place a, what's it called now, like a wash basket, a laundry basket, but when I upload it to gallery I'm going to put one down. I think I'll probably just put it like in the bedroom. I'm not really sure where to put it because it's kind of like awkward, like the build's already done, but I'll put it down and it'll be somewhere where it's functional and everything. And then for like the hallway, like the main hallway in the apartment, I kept this really basic and I thought it's probably best to keep it quite basic because it's quite narrow, so you're not really going to get much in there in terms of furniture. So I just put some like wall decorations up in a little bit, and then for the kitchen I wanted to go with like, how can I explain this? I wanted it to look modern and like bright, but also not like the typical thing that I'd normally go for. So I've noticed recently a lot of my builds are looking quite beige, they're looking quite brown, they're looking quite like the same across the board. So I thought I'll go with a light coloured kitchen but then have a dark flooring. But I wanted it to be like a cool toned, because sometimes the dark wood flooring, it's like warm toned, do you know what I mean? And that light wood cabinets from the Dream Home Decorator pack, that's like a cool toned like wood, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe it's just my reshade, but I wanted it to be like a cool toned room with some like warm accents, so some of the furniture's got some warmth to it and everything. I feel like I'm doing a really bad job at explaining myself today. It's the weather, blame it on that. I also put some dog treats on the fridge, but I did not put anything else to indicate that these people have a pet. So maybe they've got them for themselves. Maybe they're not dog treats. Maybe they just look like, you know, maybe it's just snack jars in general. I don't know. You could put a pet bowl down. I'm not sure where you could put a bed. I might even put a pet bowl down myself just to, I don't know. I'll leave that up to the player. But they've got dog treats on top of the fridge. So maybe they, you know, they're planning on getting a puppy, or they're planning on getting a pet or something, or adopting a dog. I don't know. But I did have every intention of having it suitable for pets, but I think I just forgot. I don't know what happened. I think I just, it's the heat again. It's the heat. It makes me more forgetful. It makes my brain not work. But yeah, I wanted it to be quite simple. I didn't want too much clutter. I wanted it to be quite like, not normal looking, but like realistic. I didn't want like tons of stuff going on. Sometimes I can get a bit carried away with clutter and I didn't want to do that. So yeah, I tried to keep it quite like clutter free. There is a little bit, but not like loads. And then moving on to like the living area bit, I were going to have a dining table, but I thought it's only for a couple, so I don't think they need a dining table. Like yeah, they might have people over to entertain and spend time with their friends or something like that, but they've got that big settee and then they've got that breakfast bar table, the counter thing, so they don't really need a dining table. And I didn't want it to be all like cramped, because I think if I'd have put a dining table in, it would have all been like squashed up, and I weren't really like wanting that sort of vibe to it. I wanted it to be quite open plan, so that the Sims have got enough room to move around as well, because I thought I don't want to be like overfilling it. And then yeah, the rest of it is quite basic. I just put down a chest table and like a bookshelf, and then I just went around the rest of the build with like little decorative things, make it look a bit more lived in. and reflect the Sims personality a bit more. I kind of imagine that one of them is a designer or like an interior designer. So I feel like when you make a house for Sims that are like creative, they should really have like a nice looking house. Although I consider myself a creative person and my house does not reflect like my sense of style at all. But that's not so much because I'm not creative in terms of like decorating my house. I just don't have the money to decorate it how I'd like it to be. So that's my barrier. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this build. I had a lot of fun putting it together, even though it was kind of built on the back of being a bit too hot, a bit stressed. I also feel like really overwhelmed lately with my channel. Not even just my channel, but just content in general. Like I'm really behind on stuff that I've got planned for Instagram. I wanted to make more reels and, you know, just stuff. I've got a million ideas floating around my head. I posted on the community tab. If you didn't see it, go and have a look because I need everybody's help. Well, not everybody's, but you know, a fair bunch here. I need you to help me decide something. So I put a poll up there and there's a post before the poll that kind of explains it. But basically I've just got too many ideas and I don't know which to do first and I don't know what I'm like meant to be doing and stuff. So don't know why I've started talking about this. I still want to talk to you about high school years because it comes out like, when does it come out, next week? No, it's not next week, it's soon, but I've not talked to you about it yet and I'm like annoyed that I've not. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to let you watch the screenshots. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed my ramblings as usual. And you're always welcome to leave video suggestions in the comments, although maybe that's not the best idea to say that because I'm already overwhelmed with ideas. Maybe I don't need any more adding to my list. But no, always feel free. I always appreciate it. Sometimes I find it easier to go with a video idea that somebody else has said because it's like my own ideas, it's like they're floating around all over the place. Whereas if somebody actually says, oh, can you build this? I'm like, yes, I will, because that person asked me. It helps me make a decision. Anyway, I said I was going and I've not gone. I'm actually going to go now. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day and I'll see you later. Bye.